Hello, my friends, and welcome once again to the Elliott Homestead Kitchen. I am in the mood for something comforting and vibrant and lively and delicious today. So I thought it would be the perfect time for us to make a lemon pasta, a lemon spaghetti from scratch because it's totally worth it. But before we do that, I would like to thank Made In for sponsoring today's video. This is a very important tool of mine that I'm really happy to introduce you to. This is a 5-ply stainless clad stock pot. It comes in an 8-quart and a 12-quart. This is the 8-quart, and it has this really great pasta insert. A couple of years ago, when I shot my pilot with the Food Network, they let me borrow this copper pot that had the pasta insert, and I used it for boiling potatoes in that episode, but this is mine for pasta. I call it my pasta pot, and it is superb. Made In partners with multi-generational factories and artisans to bring you this incredible quality of kitchenware, professional kitchenware used in Michelin star kitchens all around the world, but really designed perfectly for the home cook in mind. So this is stuff that you can put to use. One really cool thing about this pot in particular is that it can go right from your stovetop and it can go up into an 800-degree oven. No one even has an oven that goes up to 800 degrees, but it can withstand it. Really incredible professional quality for the home cook. This is really an invaluable tool in my own kitchen, and I want to extend a 15% discount to you if you would like to give Made In a try. Use my code ElliottHome. I'll stick a link below that you can easily click and use that code to get 15% off of your purchase with Made In. This is a very great investment for your kitchen, especially if you love pasta as much as I do. So click the link below, use the coupon code ElliottHome, and then you too can have a wonderful pasta pot in your own kitchen. We've had a pretty busy couple of weeks here on the farm. We finished up our homeschool year. We're getting ready to take our sheep to their summer pasture. The cow is open, not pregnant, so she's going to be going to visit a new bull here in a couple days. We've got the last of the summer garden in. What else did we have this week? We taught a pasta class to 4,000 people. So that was really incredible and a little nerve-wracking. And surprisingly, even after all that work with pasta this week, I still want to make more pasta because I love it. The class that we taught was an egg pasta class, which is a little bit different than what I'm making right now. I'm using a Durham semolina flour. It's a coarser grind. It's a hard wheat. And that's what I'm going to use to make my spaghetti. If you're in a pinch, this entire dish can be made in 5 minutes, or really as long as it takes to cook the pasta. So just use a pound of dried spaghetti noodles, and you can easily substitute that in. But I'm just kind of in the mood to make mine from scratch today. It's a little overcast. We got to spend some good time in the gardens today. Like I said, we finished up school, so I'm just going to take a nice calm minute here in the kitchen, enjoy my glass of wine, and make some spaghetti. Now that our pasta dough is pretty well and kneaded, I'm going to let it rest for a few minutes, and that's going to let the gluten relax a little bit, and it's going to let it hydrate, which is what we need it to do. I'm actually going to leave it uncovered, which is exactly the opposite of what I instructed the pasta class to do a few days ago. But the reason I'm going to do that is because it's a little wet, and I'm going to put it through this little pasta extruder right here. This is a cool little tool. I keep it out all the time because we use it so often. It's literally just an old-fashioned hand crank, and it pushes the dough through with a little hopper, and it comes out here in the end, and I have this spaghetti plate on, so it'll push that dough out through this little brass plate that's been cut with teeny little holes for the spaghetti noodles. I think it's really fun. I think it's really exciting, but that's the kind of stuff that I get excited about. So I'm gonna let it rest here for a few minutes. My water's boiling over there for the pasta. The dressing for this pasta, or the sauce for this pasta rather, is really simple. We're gonna just be relying on Parmesan and butter, lemons, a little glug of beautiful white wine. Did I say parsley already? Very simple ingredients, but very bright, very comforting, and very delicious. So this old copper pan I actually got when Stuart and I were in Italy a couple of years ago, and we were, as it happens, taking a pasta making class with Jovial Foods, and Carla and Paola taught us how to make pasta, and you can see it's still at good use in my kitchen today. I've broken up my big pasta ball into just some smaller pieces just to help them dry a little bit before I put them through. And while it's drying, I'm just going to put all my ingredients in this pan, but I'm not going to turn the heat on yet because it goes so quickly. So I have some beautiful butter in here, and I'm going to add in the zest of 2 lemons. This is a really neat citrus zester that's actually made for cocktails, but I love it because it actually gives you real pieces of zest in your pasta. And because we're relying on very few flavors in this dish, that's pretty important. You know what? I have 3 lemons here. I'm just going to go for 3 because why not? The zest of the lemon has all the oils. It has all the flavor. That's why I like to zest it right into the pan, because if you zest your citrus onto a surface and then transfer the zest, you can actually lose, they say, up to 50% of your oils just in your surface. And I want those oils in my pasta because I can't even imagine what this would taste like with fresh lemons. I have some lemon trees growing here, but they're very sad to live in Washington, but I'm still trying. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna put all this juice in here now. So we're gonna make this lemon spaghetti with a sauce of melted butter, our lemon zest and lemon juice. And then to make it creamy, we're not going to be adding any cream, but instead we're going to use our starchy pasta water. And starch sort of acts as a glue, a binder, so it's going to help turn just a liquid sauce into a beautiful, smooth, thick sauce that will actually coat the noodles. But for that umami element, because we just have bright notes here with the lemon, we're going to add in about a cup of finely shredded Parmesan cheese. I've seen people do this with Pecorino Romano. I've tried it with Pecorino Romano, but Parmesan is my spirit cheese. And I asked Stuart last night actually what his favorite cheese in the world was that he's had so far, and he couldn't answer me. But I can answer, and the answer is Parmesan. To me, there is such a massive difference between Parmesan and Pecorino, which you see kind of interchanged a lot, but not in this kitchen. So obviously I don't have my starchy pasta water yet because we haven't cooked our noodles. This is the point where you can get a little bit personal with your lemon spaghetti. I'm actually completely out of fresh garlic. We're waiting on this year's harvest. So I'm just gonna add a pinch of garlic powder, and I think a little pinch of red chili flakes for a little bit of flavor. Does take a few minutes to get this job done by hand, but fresh pasta is so nice. So if you have a little bit of time, if not, just use the box stuff. This cooks really quickly, just 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna pop it into my hot salted water, and then while that's cooking, we're gonna really quickly make our sauce. All that really needs to be done with this sauce is just to warm it up so that the butter melts. Then I'm gonna ladle in probably about a cup of my starchy pasta water. I don't know why I put that on. Oh, there we go. So all that's left to do now really is sprinkle in that finely shredded Parmesan cheese. Parmesan doesn't really like to melt, so we're gonna kind of encourage it by grating it really finely so it can kind of just dissolve a little easier. And then of course that hot water from the pasta really helps. It's such almost a silly pasta, isn't it? Lemon spaghetti. It sounds really weird. In fact, the first time I made it for my kids, they thought I was crazy, but then they tasted it. And it's so bright and lively, yet still, I don't know, Very comforting. Really a great pasta for summer. I'm not going to salt this yet because, of course, there's lots of salt in the Parmesan cheese, and I have salt in my pasta water as well. So I'm going to hold off on that until I actually taste it. Hot. Pretty much done. Okay. So I'm going to plate this by putting my pasta, lifting it and dumping it right into a bowl. And then I'm going to put my sauce right over the top. This is the thing I really love about this pasta pot from Made In, is that you can just lift it right out. So you have a built-in strainer. I have my pasta pot and I have my pasta plate. This is my pasta plate that I always serve pasta on because I think it looks really beautiful. It's kind of like a half bowl, half plate. So much easier than carrying a gigantic pot of boiling water over to the sink. I'm going to keep that starchy pasta water too, just in case I need to thin my sauce a little bit, but I think it's looking great. We're not leaving any lemon zest behind. See this little broth down at the bottom? The noodles are gonna soak that up, and that is just lemon juice. That is pure flavor. We'll nestle it all down in there so it can soak up the last of it. And of course, some extra Parmesan. So there you go. A very easy, very bright, very delicious summer lemon spaghetti. Give it a try. I think you guys will love this. Make sure you check out Made In. I'm going to put my link below. Use the coupon code EllieAtHome for 15% off. Give this pasta pot a try in your own kitchen. I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to love this. So cheers. It's supper time.